Before the crown, before the throne, before the days of kings, the tribes were scattered in the land where hope and hardship cling. Canaan's shadows filled the hills, temptation touched the ground, and every person chose their way when no true guide was found. The covenant was on their lips, but drifting from their hearts. The altar stone still standing through the people fell apart. And when oppression pressed them low and every hope grew thin, they cried to God of Abraham to save them yet again. Oh, Israel wandering, Israel weeping, Israel forgetting the promise they're keeping, but the God of their fathers still hears every cry and raises a judge when the night's deep and dry. From Judah's line came Othniel, a warrior strong and true. He struck the tyrant's iron hand and brought peace back anew. 40 years of quiet days beneath the olive trees, yet Israel soon forgot again amid their life of ease. Then rose their hope, left-handed with a plan no one foresaw. He hid a dagger at his thigh to execute God's law. He slipped into the palace where Eglon sat in pride, and judgment struck like lightning as the blade went in his side. From Moab's grip the people fled, the Jordan churned with might. Israel triumphed with a shout and drove them from their sight. And once again the land had rest, the fields were full of grain, but hearts grown soft in comfort soon wandered off again. Rise, fall, cry, be saved. The cycle turns like waves. Forget, return, repent, rebuild. The restless heart is never still. Oh, rise, fall, cry, be saved. The cycle turns like waves. Forget, return, repent, rebuild. The restless heart is never still. And Deborah sat beneath her tree in wisdom's steady light, a mother to her nation in the gloom of endless night. She summoned Barak from afar. The Lord has called you forth to face Sisera's iron host and thunder from the north. But Barak trembled at the call beneath the weight of war. Unless you come with me, he said, I dare not go before. So Deborah rose with courage and a fire in her voice. For God will fight this battle, he has already made his choice. On Tabor's heights the army stood, the storm began to roar. Lightning split the battlefield and chariots shook with fear. The river Kishon overflowed and swept the foe aside, while Sisera fled trembling through the countryside. He found a tent of refuge where Jael stood at the door. She welcomed him with gentle words, then struck him to the floor. A hammer in her steady hand, a tent peg strong and true. God used the quiet and the small to make his promise new. Sing, Deborah, sing your song, for the Lord has made his people strong. Barak, charge, let courage rise. The victory comes from God on high. Oh, sing, Deborah, sing your song, for the Lord has made his people strong. Barak, charge, let courage rise. The victory comes from God on high. In Ophrah's fields a timid man was threshing wheat in fear, when suddenly the angel spoke, the Lord is with you here. Gideon turned with trembling voice, how can this thing be so? If God is with his people, where did all his wonders go? Go in strength, the angel said, and strike the Midian bands. But Gideon asked for signs to trust the task placed in his hands. A fleece of wool, a morning dew, a dryness on the ground. Each miracle repeated made his shaky courage sound. But God said far too many fight, they'll claim they won alone. So Gideon called the fearful home and counted those still prone. 300 stood with torches bright, with pitchers and with cry. No swords of steel, no mighty strength, just faith raised to the sky. And when the pitchers shattered loud and flames burst through the night, the Midian camp in terror fled from Gideon's small might. Confusion turned them on themselves, their iron ranks undone. And Israel learned once more that God, not man, the battle won. Oh, Gideon, trembling in the dark, God lit the flame of faith in your heart. Not by your might, nor numbers tall, but by his hand he saved them all. Oh, Gideon, trembling in the dark, God lit the flame of faith in your heart. Not by your might, nor numbers tall, but by his hand he saved them all. Oh, the warrior with the wounded past, God lit the flame of faith in your heart. Not by your might nor numbers tall, but by his hand he saved them all.
The battle turned with thunder, Ammon's claim was swept aside. But Jephthah's joy soon shattered when he saw his daughter's stride. She danced with tambourines in hand, her smile a beacon bright. And Jephthah's vow fell on his soul like endless winter night. Oh, Jephthah, wounded by your word, a tragic echo still is heard. Caution the tongue, oh child of clay, some vows are far too steep to pay. A barren womb was blessed by God, a promise clear and strong. A child of power set apart to right his people's wrong. No razor touched his growing hair, his strength a holy flame. And Samson rose a judge of might with purpose in his name. He tore a lion with his hands, he shattered gates of brass. He slew 1,000 with a jawbone scattered on the grass. But though his strength was famed afar, his heart was led astray. For Samson followed passions that pulled his soul away. whispers lay deceit behind her eyes. She pressed him till he yielded up the secret of his ties. His locks were shorn, his strength was gone, his sight was taken too. A blinded man in Gaza's chains, with nothing left to do. But hair can grow and so can faith within a humbled heart. And Samson prayed, remember me, restore my strength in part. He pushed the pillars with his might and toppled Dagon's hall. And in his final breath he rose, the greatest judge of all. Strength is nothing without truth, power falters without proof. Yet mercy meets the fallen one, and God's will still is done. Every judge a shadow cast of grace that outlives all the powers. Israel's cycles, Israel's tears, God stays faithful through the years. When everyone did what was right in their own eyes, the final chapters darkened like a storm without a star. A Levite's pride, a shattered life, a tribe dragged into war. Benjamin nearly wiped away in vengeance, fierce and grim. And idols rose in secret tents, and compromise took hold. Micah's shrine, a wandering priest, a story harsh and cold. Dan seized a quiet city with a heart of hardened stone. When everyone does what they want, the soul becomes alone. No king, no guide, no shepherd near, just fear and pride and fractured fear. The echo rises to the skies. Where is the one who will make us wise? The God who raises deliverers, those cycles spin and shadows fall. One truth forever stays, the God of Abraham remains through all their broken days. He hears the cry of wayward hearts, he lifts the humble low. He shapes unlikely heroes when doubt and sorrow grow. From judges flawed and fragile, he prepared a future plan. A king to rise from Bethlehem, a light for every man. And though the book of Judges ends in darkness, pain and strife, the story bends toward hope again, towards everlasting life. Rise, fall, cry, be saved, mercy deeper than the grave. Wander, stumble, lose your way, still he calls you day by day. Every judge a shadow cast of grace that outlives all the past. Israel's cycles, Israel's tears, God stays faithful through the years. In the days when there was no king, God was already preparing one.